Hey there, Mama, and welcome back to the Moms Overcoming Overwhelm podcast, episode 22. I'm Emily McDermott, and I am here beside you on this journey as we work together to declutter your home, head, and heart. Today, we're going to talk about a somewhat timely news article that has really caused a media firestorm, at least in the decluttering, organizing, and simplifying worlds. On January 26, 2023, a Washington Post article about Marie Kondo, the patron saint of decluttering and tidying, was anything anyone could talk about on my Facebook and Instagram feeds. Was it true? Had Marie Kondo, whose career exploded because of her book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, truly given up on the very thing she said was life-changing now that she was a mom of 3? Reading the clickbait titles of online articles like these, it seemed to be true. Marie Kondo's house is messy. Should you give up on being tidy too? Marie Kondo has finally realized what it costs to be tidy, and like me, has decided to chill the hell out. But in reading the Washington Post article itself and looking at Kondo's exact words, I'm not planning to let go of the decluttering and tidying systems in my home that help support my physical, emotional, and mental health. Kondo isn't giving up on tidying in the sense that her house is going to be in the next episode of Hoarders. On the contrary, she has given up on something far more important. She has given up on unrealistic expectations, an issue that plagues me and pretty much every mom I've ever met. So in today's episode, we're going to see Marie Kondo's words for what they are and learn about the 3 things she can teach us about letting go of unrealistic expectations to live a life that truly sparks joy. So, what do you say? Grab that notebook and pen, and let's dive into today's episode. Hey there, Mama. Are you tired of all the stuff crowding your home, calendar, and mind? Do you wish you could say goodbye to the endless to-do list running around in your head? Want to declutter but don't know where to start? You're in the right place. Welcome to Moms Overcoming Overwhelm, where you will find proven and practical solutions to declutter your home, head, and heart. Hi, I'm Emily, a wife, boy mom, and simplicity seeker. I struggled to get pregnant and felt overwhelmed until I discovered decluttering could create the physical and emotional space I needed to become a mom. Now, 2 kids later, I've transformed my life and motherhood by developing simple systems around decluttering, capsule wardrobes, kid stuff, cleaning and tidying, meal planning, time management, and more, and I can't wait to share them with you. If you're ready to reclaim the time and energy you crave, be present with your kids, and finally enjoy the life and motherhood you so deserve, let's kick overwhelm to the curb, shall we? Grab your lukewarm coffee, your notebook and pen, and clear off some counter space. Let's do this. Today's featured review is from NHBNGG. You gotta love these Apple IDs. Emily's advice is so practical and helpful to me as a busy mom. I love everything she shares. Plus, the episodes are just the right length, quick and to the point, which I also love as a busy mom. Thanks, Emily. Well, thank you for your kind words. I'm thrilled that the podcast has just reached 10,000 downloads. If you are enjoying the podcast and the information I share, the best way you can help me reach another 10,000 downloads is to leave a written review in Apple Podcasts. I read each and every one, and speaking of sparking joy, it is probably the thing that is sparking the most joy in my life right now, besides speaking to you, of course. Okay, let's talk tidying. In the Washington Post article titled, Marie Kondo's life is messier now, and she's fine with it. If you want to look that up, of course. The media clung to a few triggering things Marie said, including that her home was messy, and that she had, quote, kind of given up on keeping her home tidy at all times. By the way, I'm going to call her Marie, like we're besties, because I always feel odd talking about someone by their last name. But in reading between the lines, I was struck by the fact that Marie never says that she has given up on tidying completely or the routines to support the life she wants to create. She says she has given up on keeping her home tidy at all times. She has given up on the all-or-nothing approach of a perfectly tidy home and the unrealistic expectations that as moms, we should keep our homes this way as well. And she says, quote, I have kind of given up on that in a good way for me. Now I realize what is important to me is enjoying spending time with my children at home," unquote. And although she says her home is messy, she immediately follows that by saying, quote, "But the way I am spending my time is the right way for me at this time and this stage of my life," unquote. So how can we be like Marie in focusing on what truly matters to us, whether that be spending more time with our kids, focusing on our health, or pursuing a hobby we truly enjoy? For Marie, this is scrapbooking, by the way. How can we say goodbye to the unrealistic expectations about how our lives and our homes should look so we can find joy in what matters most? I have 3 ideas to share with you today. The first is figuring out the root of our unrealistic expectations. I would encourage you to think about areas of your life where you tend to be hard on yourself or struggle with expectations as a mom. Chores, cleaning and tidying, managing the mess and the clutter of everyday life, meal planning, disciplining your kids, juggling work, activities, and other commitments, and self-care. Then, for each of these categories, figure out what you were taught about these things from your own mom or primary caregiver, other relatives such as your grandmother, aunts, and so forth, your spouse or partner, and other moms, friends, moms at the bus stop, or people you follow on social media. In other words, what have other people taught you about what it means to be a good mom? What does it mean to you? Once you do this exercise, you may realize that the expectations you have for yourself are completely unrealistic for your current season of life and are based upon someone whose circumstances are completely different than yours. Or, simply, you don't value those things as much as that person does. For example, my mom is a meticulous housekeeper. Mom, if you're listening, I love you. For most of my married life, I wanted to keep up with the expectations of cleaning that I had been taught growing up. But honestly, what I have learned recently is that just because my bathroom needs to be cleaned, shout out to the boy moms out there, that does not make me a bad homemaker or a bad mom. It means that if I have the choice between cleaning a dirty bathroom and getting this podcast episode out to you, I'm going to choose the podcast. It all comes back to what's most important to me and not feeling one iota of guilt about it. The second way that we can shut down unrealistic expectations is to understand our non-negotiables and to include those first when we are planning our days. I am in the Systemize Your Life Academy, and you can check out the Systemize Your Life podcast if you have the chance. And the host, Chelsea Joe, always talks about starting with your fundamental needs. What are the things that you need to do, even if it's for a few minutes a day, to make sure you are living out the values most important to you? You start with those. For me, this includes daily exercise, reading the Bible, getting to sleep on time, and limiting my time on social media. It does not include making Pinterest-worthy meals or cleaning the bathrooms constantly. It does not include obsessively cleaning the Legos that have taken over my main floor. You see, like Marie, I have not given up on tidying or cleaning or anything else. I am, however, starting with what matters most, doing those consistently, and anything else is icing on the cake. Okay, my third tip may seem like tough love, but I promise it's more love than tough. When we understand where our unrealistic expectations are coming from, and we understand our non-negotiables and start with those before anything else without apology, we then can move into noticing how we are talking to ourselves and nip those unrealistic expectations in the bud. In episode 17, Julia Obenga spoke about capturing our automatic negative thoughts, especially when we are using words like always, never, or should. If you've been around here any length of time, you know what I think about the word should. But as we are doing this, we cannot make excuses for ourselves. While the media would like us to think that Marie has given up on keeping her home tidy, and therefore we have a free pass to give up on keeping anything tidy and clean in our own homes, we know deep down that this was a headline taken out of context and is not actually true. We know the connection between clutter and our health, right? Listen to episode 8 if you need a refresher. If we are saying our health is a non-negotiable, we can't give up on getting the clutter out of our homes, heads, and hearts. We always come back to the habits, routines, and activities that support what is most important to us. Marie Kondo has relaxed her perfectionism and tidying because she wants to spend more time with her kids. But do you think she's doing that in a home where every square inch is cluttered with a bunch of stuff she doesn't need? Of course not. So let's not use the out-of-context headlines from Marie Kondo, or anyone else for that matter, as an excuse to stray from what we know supports our healthiest, most joy-sparking life. So to recap, do not give up on tidying, because Marie Kondo didn't, despite what others may think. Give up on unrealistic expectations that are stealing your happiness and joy as a mom and a person. My 3 tips for doing this are: first, think about where the expectations are coming from and what influences your definition of a good mom. Second, understand your non-negotiables and make sure you are plugging those into your days first, so anything else is just a bonus. And third, don't use the actions of people who influence you to cause you to make excuses or stray from the path of what matters most to you. I hope this episode blessed you. If so, please share it with a friend, especially one who is ready to give up on tidying or decluttering. And make sure to join the free Facebook group at tinyurl.com/moms overcoming overwhelm. Next week, I'm going to share the 5 things you need to do to stop drowning in clutter. I'll see you next week. Bye for now. If you like today's podcast, here's what you can do. Just take 30 seconds to leave me a review. I know you're a busy mama. You're overwhelmed, in fact. But 30 seconds of your day makes such an impact. I'll be blessed by your words. They'll definitely make my day. And who knows, you might be entered for this month's giveaway. In Apple Podcasts, scroll down to write a review. Thanks so much for your time. I'm so grateful for you.